Coba aja naman. Oh my God! I got the assignment for Mrs. Masita. It's about some diseases in respiratory system. There are tuberculosis or TBC, and asthma and laryngitis. Huh. This is so hard for me. Where is my friends? Hey! Boy, lucky.
How are you today?
I'm fine. And you?
I'm fine. What you?
I'm very difficult
What happened, boy?
because Miss Masita gave to me some assignments. It's about some diseases in the respiratory system. It's about tuberculosis or TBC, asthma, and the laryngitis.
Okay,
What should I do?
asthma. I'm asthma.
I am laryngitis. Okay, let's make it.
Okay.
Okay, guys, this is tuberculosis or TBC. Okay, this is the definitions. Tuberculosis is the extensive disease due to bacterial infection. Basically, it storms the lungs, but it also can storm the other organs like kidney, spine, and brain. And do you know, guys, according to WHO, there were 1.5 million people in 2020 dead because infected by TBC. This disease is the most threatening disease that affects the death, and the most second extent dangerous disease that affects the death after COVID-19. Indonesia is the third country with the highest TB cases in the world after India and China. Data for 2019 shows that there are around 1845,000 TB sufferers in Indonesia. Okay, this is the reason of tuberculosis or TB. Tuberculosis or TB is caused by infection with the bacteria tuberculosis. These bacteria are spread when a person itself drops of saliva when someone with TB coughs, talks, sneezes, and sings. So when we communicate with TB sufferers, we will get the TBC or tuberculosis. However, transmission of TB requires close and long-term contact with the patient. The longer a person interacts with someone with TB, the higher the risk of contracting it. Therefore, transmission is more common in family members who live in the same house with TB sufferers. Okay, this is the symptom of tuberculosis in children. Meanwhile, the symptoms of TB in children tend to be more difficult to recognize. This is because the symptoms are not typical, so it's often considered a symptom of another disease. The following are symptoms that may be found in children with TB, namely, persons cough for more than 2 weeks, weight loss in 2 months or feel with the trip, swollen lips and nose, persons fever for more than 2 weeks. Okay, this is the treatment of TBC or tuberculosis. Treatment of tuberculosis or TB is to adhere to medication for a period to time recommended by doctor. If the patient stops taking the drug before the recommended time, the TB bacteria could potentially become resistant to usually the drug. As a result, TB becomes more dangerous and will be more difficult to treat. The drug taken is a combination of two or for the following drugs: isoniazid, rifampicin, prisonamide, and esomeprazole. Okay, it's about tuberculosis. Next to asthma.
Okay, I wanna tell you about this asthma.
asthma in chronic disease in the respiration. That the cause of the duo the inflammation and narrowing of the airways. Asthma can often outgroup both you and out. Asthma can cause by variety of symptoms. These symptoms and loss consciousness come on go or only on constant times. For example, when you are experiencing the severe of the symptom also varies or from will the severe. Could feel times painful and the painful the breath. Could this feel time painfully then feel a visual wheezing of wheezing. The above explain the regular symptoms of the disease. However, the complaint and the B suspect the cause asthma if the following characteristics. I get worse in the morning or at night. Despite on the some die, a cause or the one the pain in the virus, a cause of cold, tears, exercise, and risk, cold air, breathing the coughing in the addition. Asthma attack suddenly or over a day the condition and characteristics by more serious symptoms such as asthma in dangerous. Okay, next this laryngitis.
Okay, now I wanna explain about laryngitis. Cause and effect laryngitis is some disease respiratory system. Okay. Laryngitis is an inflammation of the larynx. It is the part of the respiratory tract where the vocal cords are located. This condition can be caused by overuse of the larynx, irritation, or infection. Symptoms of laryngitis. Laryngitis can be characterized by mild and transient symptoms to more serious and lasting chronic symptoms. Common symptoms of laryngitis include discomfort in the throat, dry throat, sore throat, cold, fever, voice becomes hoarse or even distress. Laryngitis can also occur with other inflammation of the respiratory tract, namely the nose, throat, or tonsils. Other symptoms of inflammation of the respiratory tract that can appear are headaches, runny nose, weakness and aches and pains, and swollen nose. Causes of laryngitis. Laryngitis is divided into two types, namely acute laryngitis and chronic laryngitis. Each type has a different cause. Here is this explanation. Acute laryngitis. Acute laryngitis is a type of laryngitis that lasts from a few days to a few weeks. Some can even recover on their own without treatment. Usually, the condition will improve when the cause has been treated. The following are some of the causes of acute laryngitis. It is laryngitis to the some disease respiratory system. Okay, thank you.
Okay, now we can know about some diseases in respiratory system, like tuberculosis or TBC. Okay guys, now we can know about some diseases in respiratory system, like tuberculosis or TBC, asthma,
And laryngitis.
Do you want to know about my friends?
Zaka Iqbal Ahmad.
Zaka Iqbal Ahmad and
Afdal Maulana Ibrahim.
okay, and me, Muhammad Wahyuni. Don't forget to like,
Comment.
And subscribe.
bye-bye.
Weh, mati kecil.
Gocok. Uwe tahu saja ni mati.